Hi, hey, how are you? Fremont Lee here. Views and opinions in this video are those of the person saying it. That's me, Fremont Lee. Excuse me. It is 4:01 a.m., March 30th, 2021. How are you doing today? Staying hydrated? Getting enough rest? Getting enough to eat? I hope so. Spring is coming for those of you in the United States. Anyone watching from elsewhere? I don't know. Whatever it happens to be in your area. Hope all is well with you. Thank you for watching. Today, and of course, when is also a thing. I don't know when you'll be watching this. You could be watching this in December. It could be, you'd be like, how do I not know this guy? What? It's been, I don't know, whatever. I do hope all is well with you. I do. It is March 30th, 2021, as I said. Today's birthdays. John Astin from Addams Family. He was Gomez, Sean Astin's father. Sean Astin being Samwise Gamgee's, Mikey from the Goonies, Rudy from the movie Rudy, the football movie. But John Astin's birthday is today. Warren Beatty, Celine Dion. I was going to do the whole. Eric Clapton, Paul Reiser, Maurice LaMarche. Name might not sound familiar. He does impressions, and what do we got today, Brian? Same thing we do every year, every night. He's the brain. Peter Marshall, Hollywood Squares, 2002. I think he did them earlier, but I don't. Katie Mixon. She was on the show something with Melissa McCarthy as her sister. She was in the movie Drive Angry, Drive Faster, something. The Nicolas Cage movie with William Fichtner as the accountant. She was the waitress at the one diner, whatever, where William Fichtner walks up and says, "You fat fuck." "Hey, what'd you call me?" "I called you fat fuck. Unless you'd prefer dead. Or dead fat." And then he kind of sniffs the lady, which is Katie Mixon. Fuck. So it's like, anyway, yeah. Robbie Coltrane, Ian Ziering, Jason Doring, Mark Consuelos, Donna DeErico, Nora Jones, MC Hammer, Tracy Chapman, Jessica Caulfield. She was Margot in Legally Blonde, 2001. And according to IMDb, there will be a Legally Blonde 3 scheduled for release in 2022. She was also Tatiana on the TV series My Name is Earl, 2006-2007. Joseph Calley, Saturday Night Fever, 1977. He had done other things also, or has done, or is doing. Jose Pablo. Oh, right. Sorry, I had a line through his last name, so Jose Pablo Cantillo, Cantillo. Crank, 2006, and Crank High Voltage, 2009. There was a third movie in there that he's known for, but I didn't write that one down. Tawny Moyer, Halloween 2. She was the nurse that gets stuck in the back with the knife from Jason and lifted. Not Jason, Michael Myers. Duh. And lifted. There's a meme on Facebook, it might be elsewhere too, but it says surprised finger in the butt, and she's just, but it's from the, but that's her, Heidi, not Heidi, Tawny Moyer. Might be pronounced Moyer, I'm not sure, Moyer. Dina Hill, Piers Morgan, Heidi Shans. She was the Pride victim in Seven with Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman. And then who's the wife in that? Oh, what's in the box? Vivian. Vivian. She also played Vivian in the movie The Truman Show, 1998. Seven was 1995. That's what it was. Simon Baker, not the Simon Baker you might be thinking of. He played Little Feather in Shanghai Noon, 2000, with Jackie Chan, Owen Wilson. Chelsea Harris, Lindsay Parker, who was in Flowers in the Attic, 1987. Antonia Franceschi, Franceschi. She's a dancer. She was a background dancer in Grease, 1978, and Fame, 1980. Lisa Danielle. I can't remember. I didn't write it down. Robin Coleman. I can't remember. I watched a couple of videos before. I wrote the birthday names down. It's like, oh, okay, I'll remember this. I'll remember that. Didn't, because I watched Jamal, aka Jamal, reaction to The Offspring. Why don't you get a job? And then I went into Puddle of Mud. She Hates Me. And then I stopped that video and put explicit for the dirty lyrics because they actually say she hates me. I self-edited. Hope you don't mind. I know I don't have this set for children to watch because I don't know what I'm going to say because I'm doing this live. This is out of the top 100 of 1,163. To the late Herbert Anderson. Name may not sound familiar, but if you've ever watched the TV series Dennis the Menace from 1959 to 1963, he was Henry Mitchell, the dad, Dennis the Menace's father. Not Dennis Mitchell, he was the Menace. That's the thing. Richard Dysart, he was in John Carpenter's The Thing, 1982, and he was on the TV series L.A. Law, 1986 to 1994. DJ AM, Will Hare, he was Grandpa in Silent Night, Deadly Night, 1984, and he was Pa Peabody in Back to the Future, 1985. You ran over my pie. No, he had done other things besides those two. He had a long list of things that he's done. Two that I think you might know or something. If you're in horror, if you are into horror or slasher type movies, Silent Night, Deadly Night, 1984 might be one you had watched. And to the late Frankie Lane, singer, mostly. Name may not sound familiar, but if you ever watched Blazing Saddles, and if you watched enough movies as I have I'm sure you have seen the Mel Brooks classic comedy Blazing Saddles. Uh, Cleavon Little, Gene Wilder, Slim Pickens, the guy from Back to the Future 3. Son, I told you, even a child could use this. Um, that was Back to the Future 3. He was the Colt salesman. He's like, oh, well, can I try that again? You know, Michael J. Fox is Marty McFly. He's like, witching, witching, witching. Well, son, where'd you learn to shoot like that? 7-Eleven. Which, running joke, when they had video games or a video game in convenience store. Now it's like, you just get in, get your stuff, pay for it, leave. Because, you know, you don't want people hanging out all day going, dur, 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 dur. You don't know what they're thinking. You don't. They could be waiting on a drug deal. You don't know. So it's like just, and for safety reasons, it's like hurry up. But Frankie Lane. Woo. Oh, if you ever watched Leaving Las Vegas, not Leaving Las Vegas, was it the Las Vegas movie? Not leave. Nah, give me a second. Nicolas Cage, James Caan, Sarah Jessica Parker. Uh, the one where the flying Elvis is. Yeah, he was the guy. The Colt salesman was one of the flying Elvises. He was the one going, "Yeah, Sean, it's easy. You pull the red cord, you pull the yellow cord. Wait, is it first red then yellow?" I can't remember his name right now. Gillian. I don't know. In the movie Blazing Saddles, I remember when Slim Pickens was I said, "Ow." So I said, "Ah, got it." Because Slim Pickens get in the head of the shovel. Um, but Frankie Lane, back to that. He's the one that was singing Blazing Saddles at the beginning of the movie. Um, Mel Brooks wanted a Frankie Lane type. And Frankie Lane heard about it and he's like, well, why not have the real thing? I'm paraphrasing. That might not be exactly what was said. But Mel Brooks wasn't sure if Frankie Lane would do it. He didn't want to tell him that it was a comedy because he may have sung it different. So he just kept it because the thing about comedies are if you take it seriously and do everything as if it's like use your words. I know, shut up. Anyway, it's why Airplane was so funny. You had all these serious actors, and he's like, "Surely you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley." And it was just the odd way what they were put into, but they were taking it as if it was serious. But it was like, hey, it's like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yeah, you're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. No, no, you're mistaken, kid. Then he says something. My dad says blah blah blah, and he says, "Look, kid, if you had to chase people up and down the court, you'd be tired too." But yeah, Frankie Lane, the late Frankie Lane. Those are the birthdays for today, March 30th. I hope you're having a good day. I really do. It's quarter after 4, March 30th. I made coffee. I forgot I unplugged the coffee pot because I was like, it wasn't in use, so why have it plugged in? Same reason I unplugged the toaster. It's not in use. Why plug it in? But I poured the water in. I put the filter. Then I put the coffee grounds in. Don't want to put the coffee grounds first. That makes for terrible coffee. In my opinion, views and opinions expressed in this video with those person saying it. Um, excuse me. What was I saying? Oh yeah, coffee. I put the filter in. I put the coffee grounds in. I had the water in, so I was like, okay. And I pushed the button to turn it on. And I'm like, okay, gotta get coffee cups. I look down. I'm like, okay, why isn't this going? And I'm like, dumbass, you forgot to plug it back in. I was like, okay, turned it off, plugged it in, turned it on. I was like, started going. I'm like, oh, sweet, success. Uh, I did not have Cavonis yesterday. I was gonna get a grinder and onion rings, but they were closed due to the fact that they were getting a something repaired or cleaned or something that made them have to be closed for the day. So I ended up getting Torti Taco, the 10 Fiesta platter. Came with grilled onions, half an avocado or guacamole, whatever, radishes. I ate one of the jalapenos. That was one of the peppers that they had in it. It's not like the ones from Papa John's, because those are like whatever. This one was a little bit more on the spicy side. I know last week the video posted by the Poddamn Idiots podcast posted on March 22nd, roughly, on YouTube. Episode 46, I believe it was. May have been episode 45. It was episode 45 because this week's is 47. Last week's with just Jay Hizzle and Rick Spade, it was episode 46. So episode 45, Rick Spade ends up having that gummy bear with 900,000 Coville or 9 million, whatever the Coville is on it. It was during his segment at about 1 hour, 40 minutes, roughly. But he was like, oh, yeah. And he did it. I think he wanted to wait 5 minutes before having anything. But but he ate it and he's like, yeah, it's fine. It's nothing. Then it kind of, he got up, started walking around. He went outside. He's like, he's inside. He's laying down on the floor. And Jay Hizzle in Texas are like, well, I'm not sure how Rick is doing, but he puts his hand up like, yeah, I'm good. So he may be joining us next week. Who knows? But then it was just Jay Hizzle and Rick Spade because they did the show a little early or something because they took a weekend trip to somewhere, a hockey game, Nailers, West Virginia, something. But they went there and and then they came back a couple days later. So it was friends from high school doing something. I mean, they've been friends since high school. I don't think I have any friends from high school that I hang out with. Most of them are married or they have jobs, day jobs, and I don't hang out with anybody. which is kind of why I do this video every now in the morning and whatever. Because I'm lonely, I have no one to talk to. My brother, but I just. Well, I'm over 20 minutes. Listen, I hope all is well with you. I hope you are staying hydrated, getting exercise. I don't want to say enough exercise because how much is enough? I don't want you to overdo it. Where you're like, yeah, look at me, I'm jacked. Come here, I need help. Someone wipe my ass. My arms are. You don't want to be. Not, I say that because it's like, their arms are like that. It's like they can't reach around because whatever. Um, or they're like so freaking that it looks like if you poke them with a needle or something, they just type of thing. But they're like, "Arr." I'm on a little squish. But I'm working on it. I have man boobs or moobs, whatever Uh, figure some of the kids in high school, uh, middle school or grade school would call me Candy Man because I always brought in candy, um, gum, candy bars, whatever. It was just candy. I used my lunch money. Shh, don't tell. Excuse me. Never did anything. I'm gonna have to get to finish editing my book anywhere but here or somewhere to be, whatever the fuck I'm calling it. I know I saw a post on Facebook that I had named it over a year ago, and I'm like, shit, I'm not done with it yet. You figure writing it takes time because it's like, okay, where do I want to go with it? I kind of have a rough idea. Fuck it, I'll make it up as I go along, and I get to a point, and I'm like, I write for a few minutes because I'm either at work or, on my days off, I had gone to the library and I would kind of, I'd just sit there, have a coffee from their, those little packet cups, the whatever cups, K cups, I guess they're called, or whatever they're called, the um, 75 cents. Put in the creamer, put a little sugar. I'd cut out putting in sugar, so I didn't really always put in sugar, but I put in the creamer, uh, put the cup in, my money, it'd go, I put the cap on, I'd get some napkins, I'd go sit down, I'd go back, lift the thing up, remove the cup, the K cup, the little cup, I had to put that in the trash because you go to get one and it's like, oh, somebody left their thing. Fantastic. So you don't want to be that person. I know in one of my books I have planned, the guy is going to be by himself, and he's okay with that because he isn't always by himself necessarily. He has things to do and whatnot. It's just, I don't know. You figure I haven't finished editing book 4. I have like 3 pages of book 5 written, and I already have the book 6 already planned. I haven't finished book 5. I haven't even. It's like I gotta write it. It's like I see it in my head as to what I want it to be, but putting it down is like dialogue, words, things. I already have book 6 thought up, and it's like, which is a follow up to book 5, which has nothing to do with any of the other books. I mean, I might, for whatever reason, throw in. Nah, I already did that once. You figure the McKnight and Day books, the private detective books, my books 1 and 2, in book 4, no, 3, no, 4. Will you make up your mind? Shh, I'm trying. Anyway, just a little funny. In the one I'm writing or trying to edit, I have Simon Day, the detective from books 1 and 2. He's found the guy from book 3, who's now I'm doing book 4. So they had nothing to do with each other. None of the stories had an. Yeah, Anywhere But Here has nothing to do with the McKnight and Day books, but I crossed over Simon Day into the follow up to Anywhere But Here, just because I was like, it was like John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd when on Saturday Night Live they had them dress up as the Killer Bees and do a song called "With the Bees," and they were like, after they did the sketch and it aired, I guess they were like, why are we doing this? We already have characters set up as. I mean, why change it? Which is when the Blues Brothers were actually before they, kind of actually before they started. It was, and then their biggest hit was the cover of Sam and Dave's "Soul Man." 'Cause I'm a soul man. Um, the really sad thing is that in the video, John Belushi is playing an older version of himself, lamenting about how the rest of the cast have passed away. And the last one. We all know that didn't happen, sadly. Well, I hope I didn't bring you down with that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go check to see about editing the rest of my book. I have 3 chapters now. I'm on chapter 11, so 11, 12, and 13. So I have 3 chapters. Can't take it anymore. Sorry, I love this shirt. Jimmy D's Tees printed it up, made it for me. So, Jimmy D's Tees. Jimmy, Jimmy, D. I believe it's just the letter D's, ownership. Tees, TEES.com, or on Facebook, I believe, if you go there. But I'm not sure if they will be able to. I don't know. They have other shirts available. Jason Lee on a skateboard. Jimmy Hoffoot doing this. Some other things. Stickers. It's a vinyl, I think, is what it is. I wash it inside out in cold water. And I don't mean the town cold water. It'd be like still water. Oh, it's stagnant. It's just nasty. What? Stagnant. It's cold, still water. Cold. On that note, I think I shall say thank you for watching. If your birthday is today, March 30th, happy birthday. I don't know where the accent come from. Just, whatever. I do thank you for watching. 30 minutes. Take care. God bless.